You're listening to PMN Tonga with John Pulu.
Nisan Bulvinaka, Malo, le soifua mawa malelange mama. 16 minutes after 5 p.m. Now joining us live in the studio, we have two lovely guests from MSL Training. We have Tui Taipeti-Kamo as well as Penina Schmidt. Malo soifua and welcome to you both.
Malo soifua, malo langi ma, ta'alofa, ta'alfalava.
Malo, John, I can't follow that, but you know, Malo, I've got that.
It's now a bit of a competition. Who's got the Pacific
so
greeting?
next time I'll come with more. Yeah.
Ni hao ma.
Yeah.
Well, lovely to see you both and welcome to our Polokalame. Firstly, let's start with you, Tui. Tell us more about MSL training and the police program.
Yeah, so just with MSL training, I'll touch on, and it's literally the first question we always get asked: what does MSL stand for? So MSL stands for Motivation, Success and Leadership, and again that really just summarizes everything that we're about, you know, our people, wanting to do better for our people, seeing that success as they achieve those goals, and then going back into their families, their communities, and being the leaders, and then giving back. So that's just a little us in a nutshell. But in terms of our programs and what we want to really, I guess, highlight today and talk a little bit more on is our police prep program. So it's actually no longer a program, it's actually programs. And you know, we've been running our programs for over 20 years, and one thing that we pride ourselves on is you know, being a family-owned business, but also listening to what we're hearing and experiencing in the community, John.
Right.
So with the programs, we first started out with a level 3, well, it doesn't really make sense in this conversation, but a police preparation, which was basically the step before college. And so we ran that about 3 years ago.
Yeah, so it's been 3 years now, and this was, as Tui mentioned, so it's a family-owned business, and with that, we were approached by a member of the police for a program that it's missing in our community. There was a gap in our community, and so they approached us and asked MSL, how can you help support our community into a career such as becoming a police officer? So as Tui mentioned, so 3 years ago, this Pokalame was born or ignited here at MSL Training. And from there, we kept on finding little other gaps along the journey since we had our program. And so we brought it back to what the need is in our community. We sent out questions. We've asked what the need is out in the community. And so we identified, before you jump onto our level 3 Pokalame, there is other criteria that you are required before you move on to our level 3 Pokalame. So, and one of those was a driver's licensing, literacy and numeracy credits, or experience. And so we picked it up again, and we said, here is a gap. Let's have a look at it, and let's introduce what we call Intro into Policing program level 2.
And that's to capture those that didn't. Because a lot of our, I think a common thing that we've experienced, John, is that a lot of our people, although they're good drivers, they don't have that card that says, oh, I'm licensed driver. And so, you know, that was a real problem for us, because, you know, having this working relationship with the police preparation, we are literally preparing going into that recruitment process. But of course, we still had all our family that didn't have the license or weren't old enough, didn't have the experience. And as Benina touched on, that born our introduction, which captures our youth, captures our those that don't hold a full license and what have you.
And so yes, and that was the gap that we identified, and that was another pathway into our level 3. And so from there again, we looked at it. Okay, so we have the interest from our schools or colleges. They're like, oh, okay, we've got students who are looking at a career in becoming police officer. So there again, MSL catering for our community and listening into what our community needs, MSL looked at a gateway program, and this gateway program is a gateway police program introduced in our schools. So, and this again was also supported by the likes of the Ministry of Education, and also Jonathan from Auckland Chambers, because it was a need that was identified in our schools. And so again, touching on the 3 programs that we now offer, we are in the heart of our schools for our Gateway Pokalame, which is a 20 weeks Pokalame, 1 day a week that is offered to our schools. And then we have our Intro into Policing, which is our Foundation Skills Level 2 Pokalame. Again, touching on those, just a touch up before you jump onto our Level 3 Pokalame. Of police preparation, which is, again, as mentioned, is a direct pathway into police college.
That is fantastic. So who would you send the message out to take part in this Polokalame?
Yeah, so we're really, again, just resurfacing that need, John, is, we're looking at our youth. There's a lot of benefits to studying, nowadays. And so for us, with the introduction of the police program, we are looking at our youth, 16 to 24-year-olds that haven't got any maybe low or no qualifications, that may not necessarily have that restricted or full license, but also, being younger, we haven't experienced, some might not have experienced life at its fullest, and all that kind of stuff really builds this profile that when you start to go through the recruitment process with the police, these are all things that are important, and that's really what we've captured in our program, but also mindful that, our kids need that the excitement, they need the fun, and so you still have the physical elements, that fun that we need to keep our kids engaged, because we know they're very hands-on, they need to keep busy, but also there's that side that we need to get serious, and there's the theory and things like that. These are all things that build that character, build that skill set. So talking to our mums and dads, our aunties and uncles that have young ones, particularly for our introduction to police, because it is a new program, and removing one of the biggest challenges is the finance. But of course, being 16 to 24, with the government scheme, it's trying to encourage our young ones. So, we're, I guess, combining possibly a career pathway, or a dream, and with the funding side of things and the education. But also with our program, it's in the day, it's almost like school. It's 9 till 3 in terms of the times, and it's a Monday to Thursday, with Fridays free. So we still try to keep it as flexible and as fun as possible, but still with the outcome of either meeting that dream of, becoming a police, or and it might not necessarily mean just straight to the police. It is a foundation course, John. So we've got our our armed forces, we've got our military, we've even got our corrections. So it really is a foundation program. So however that looks like, all those skills are there, that the kids can learn.
That's fantastic. Penina, I might come to you to tell us about how people can get in touch or find out more details from enrolling.
So if you're wanting to enroll, there is an opening now, or we are enrolling now for all 3 programs. And if you've missed it, you've missed your chance in high school, now is your time. So the Pokalame will be starting on the 3rd of April. This year, not next year, 2023. The seats are very limited, but we want to offer you this opportunity. It is for free, so feel free to contact us on 0800 224438, 0800 224438, or if you can't find us, or if you want to find us, reach out to John. John is right opposite from where we are, but again, we are number 15 Putney Way. Here in Manukau City, we're right opposite the bus depot, so we're in the heart of Manukau. If you're here at the Westfield Mall, just pop on down and have a chat with us about the Polokalame and how we can help support you. In terms of social media, again, John will have it readily available on the social platforms for PMN Tonga, but we're also available on our socials, MSL Training, .co.nz, on Facebook, as well as Instagram.
Vina ka whakalevu. And before we say whafkai ke le lava and tō whāsoi fua, what else is coming up for MSL? Are you guys at the Polyfest or anything like that?
So yes, I will be there tomorrow. We were there today. We are together with another lovely radio station of Radio Samoa. So we're right next door to each other. I will be there. I will be more than happy to chat or kōrero with you about what we offer. Again, as John has asked, what other programs are happening here at MSL? There is a lot going on, right from our retail customer service program, right through to hospitality. But again, that's for us to talk about more next week.
Vinaka Vakalevu. And speaking of upcoming programs, Tui and Benina will be here for the next 2 months with us. So they'll be bringing
really?
Iyo. So you guys may as well
Roll the red carpet,
Yeah,
John.
that's right.
Yeah, so you're sitting in my chair now, John. So yeah, that's.
I'll give it back,
sorry,
I promise.
Okay, that's right.
But whafkai ke le lava, thank you for sharing these wonderful opportunities for our rangatahi, their families, and also for our community to know that opportunities are there with MSL training. Whaftai te le lava, and we'll see you next week.
Whafkai ke lava, John.
Thank you.
And because you're both from the beautiful shores of Samoa, it gives us an excuse to play Tau Te Loa from the RSA.